The Obra Dinn drifts into the London port. Crew missing. Taking on the role of the Chief Inspector of the Insurance and Claims for the London office of the East Indian Company, you are tasked with, for insurance purposes only, determining the fate of the crew and goods of the Obra Dinn. A now derelict ship that has drifted into the London harbour, you hire a ferryman, but before you depart you are given a briefcase by an HE of unknown contents. You sail to the ship and board the Obra Dinn, but you aren't prepared for what awaits you. From the mastermind behind Papers, Please comes one of the best puzzle games I have ever played. And I find it hard to call The Return of the Obra Dinn a game because it just surpasses everything that a game is and truly becomes art. In this video, I'm going to, with minimal spoilers, try and express to you why this is what gaming should be. And I will tell you now, I won't do it justice. For that, you yourself need to go and play the game. Starting off, the game's atmosphere is impeccable. From the style of the late 90s point-and-click adventure game to the minimal controls, all of it just comes together to make a fantastic experience. Boarding the ship, you find yourself on a now empty vessel, the moon high above in the sky, and off in the distance there is something out in the water. A shimmer, or maybe a trick of the light. Reading the note from HE, you are given a pocket watch, but clearly not an ordinary one, because this one can take you to the time of anyone's death. The mechanic itself is a great storytelling device that gives you a little snapshot to the moment a person died, and in there you can look around and try to identify everyone on the boat. After all, your goal is to find out what happened to everyone for insurance reasons, and the game wonderfully starts at the end. Over the next couple hours, you have to go through the entire ship's voyage. Every event, monster, mermaid, magic, and every death that has claimed all the lives on this boat. And you watch the ship as it slowly repopulates over time because you are working backwards through the story. As new deaths are unlocked, more and more of the ship also opens up, and you begin to put all of the right pieces together. So, for the most part, the game is a guessing game, but there are such subtle ways that the game gives you clues to who everyone is. First, you are given a crew manifest, and you have to find out how they all died. And finding that out is surprisingly the easy part. You get to see almost everyone die. The hard part is figure out who they all are. There's also 2 sketches that you get that contain all the crew members' faces, and if you get 3 guesses right of how they died and who they are, it solidifies them so you aren't entirely guessing the entire time. Some of the ways I had to deduce who everyone was went into some crazy details that I had to find, so minor spoilers ahead. But in the pictures, you can clearly tell certain factors like race or nationality, and even more so, they all have distinct outfits. Like the butcher, well, he's dressed like a butcher, and the carpenter is holding a hammer. And, well, would you look at that? The helmsman is on the helm. The groups that all wear the same outfits are surprisingly easy to make out, and I'm surprised that I didn't get it sooner. But as soon as I found out, like, one of the top men, I assumed the other 4 guys with them were probably top men too. Of course, you get a name or 2 from the deaths that you are seeing, but really not many. Sometimes you just get relationships or status. One of my favorites I solved is when one of the guys mentioned his brother. And, well, let's look for last names then. I knew he was a seaman, and look at that. The same last name, so they must be brothers, and boom, solved in one go. Another thing that I noticed that I think may go over people's heads is that the hull has these cots, and they're all numbered, and those numbers correlate directly to the crew manifest. And just with that bit of knowledge, I was able to solve at least 9 names because, well, they're playing cards under their cots, or in some cases, they're dying in their cots. Some of the most hard people to crack were the random seamen. Looking at them and saying, well, this guy looks Russian, I think, happened multiple times throughout my game. And there's even a couple that I was like, well, this guy definitely looks Scottish, and it was so clear in my head, but after everything getting to the end, it was revealed that he wasn't at all. But in the end, finally, I did have to look up 2 of the crew. I'll admit it, I wasn't smart enough, but what I will say is that I was getting it wrong in such a stupid way. I won't say who, but you cut to their death and they bleed out basically from an attack from a kraken. The last death you could see them in, there was the kraken wrapped around them. Now you could say he was crushed by the kraken. No, that's not right. He was torn apart by the kraken. That one infuriated me so much because he didn't die on screen. It was a quote-unquote off-screen death, so there's no really way to determine if he was smashed, bashed, crushed, thrown, or torn apart. Realistically, he died of blood loss several hours after, if we want to get picky about it. I do want to mention that the pocket watch mechanic is so brilliant, but when going back through and replaying memories, having to find the right corpse for each scene was sometimes a bit tedious. And a lot of times I would find myself in completely wrong memories because I just misremembered a corpse. Also, while looking in the book, I just misclicked a bunch in there because I can't unlearn WASD for moving around on the map, and that's just not how you do it in the game. The sound design too really adds to the intensity of the scenes as well as the overall vibe. The watch opening up to the time of death and the loud gongs of where to find the next corpse, all together to make a very iconic experience. Like, if I were to hear that in the wild, I would know exactly what game it's from. The Return of the Obra Dinn is a tale of adventure, love,
I'll be with you
loss,
soon, my love,
magic, and, well, death. A mystery that demands to be solved. I'd really recommend this game to anyone who hasn't played it. The game itself is only however long you take to solve it, and it won't be an experience that you forget. With all that being said, go play Return of the Obra Dinn because it really is what gaming should be. And thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I plan to do more of these videos, especially for games that aren't good for the Let's Play style of content. Not sure if I'll keep with the same nomenclature of what gaming should be, because I doubt I'll be playing 10 out of 10s all the time like I have been lately. So please consider hitting that subscribe and like button to show me your support, and if you have any games you think I should play, please leave a comment down below, and have a great day.